so you'll see a lot of this ED meat, and that's just like a corruption of the practice. Like yoga studio yoga is a corruption. Okay, I need to have a single pivot point when I turn. Anything more than that causes instability in the turn when pressure is placed upon it. So in this drill, he's got pressure on my two corners, okay? And I'm going to do a yin movement, take the turning aspect, establish a single pivot point on my front foot. So you're going to feel a few things. If you can't get all your weight onto the single pivot point, you won't be able to turn. Okay? So I have to get my weight. You see how I'm shifting it forward as the turn is going. In essence, I'm going around this energy here. This one is yielding. So I have to shift weight onto the front foot, and I complete the deviation by shifting. This brings this shoulder all completely off the line of attack, and I'm completely off this line of attack. Okay, here, can't go forward, that would be a clash. I'm going to go around it. In this turning, establishing a single pivot point. Boom. So I am turning, but with the single pivot point. Boom. All my weight's on that foot. Okay, here we go. Okay, so push. You're gonna be here all day. Push, push, push. You're gonna be here all day. All right. It's just like this drill. He's just grounding the back foot. So he's over here. He's just grounding the back foot. I'm not gonna go anywhere. Okay. So I don't want you to think when you're doing this drill though that you're doing that. Do you get it? The guy is pushing so hard on you that if you get some hip rotation, you start to take away his vector into the back. Do you see into the back foot? Do you see that? But you pay attention. I never shift forward. I'm just turning here. Okay. So this is not your kind of thing where you're using even an Aikido adhesion. You're not doing that. Okay. I'm literally, it's just the non-contestation of Jiu-jitsu. So here's that angle. It's almost the opposite. Because to keep this, I have to drive that into him. So I have to keep that stuck. What I'm trying to do is go around it. Do you see that? So not into him and move him, but release and start to go around it. Okay? So the reason we have it on the four corners is when you have a gooey center, you're going to realize, oh, that's probably why I do that double pivot point, is I can't turn as a unit, okay? I don't know how to lock a relationship between my hips and my shoulders. So I'm not turning him. I'm getting completely out of the way of his energy. So let's say he's now coming in with that same energy. Boom! You see? He's going and that's what I'm doing. You see, I make him miss because I'm going around this. I'm going around, shift, and around. Here, shift and around. Non-contestation. Shift and around. Shift and around. Shift and around. Ooh. Okay, let's try to go to one. Okay. So we have many videos on Yumiashi, Tenkanashi, and it explains the yin and the yang of the movement, right? But and many videos on double pivot points versus single pivot points. So what we're doing is if I'm doing Tai No Henko, it's this part there where most will double pivot. Their line of gravity is between their 2 feet. Boom, enter, boom, that part there. That's what we're using here. But without the deviation, because that's the beauty of this. If you watch my line of gravity, it's going to move to the left as if I took a step. So I'm going around and to the outside. Around just as I turn. My body's turning and going forward and to the outside of his body without having to take the step. And it's the same beginner drill we do, right? Boom. Boom. Turn. Boom. Turn. I'm just using it now around this pressure without movement. Push hard. Oh, we're going to be here all day. So one way you'll see, again, it's always a test. Correct form works better under more intensity. So push really hard, and he becomes way more slippery. Push a little, there's a lot more drag here because a lot of the energy is leaking out, but you can still do it. Hard, ground, boom, ground on the other foot. Okay, let's try it. Okay, so when I shift my weight onto the front leg, I'm going outside of his energy as I'm doing the yin rotation. So what ends up happening is you'll see that there becomes this oblique angle, which right here, I have that angle of incidence. Okay? I'm going to do non-contestation by getting the oblique angle. If you start turning here, you're going to double pivot. And he's going to find a ledge, okay? You want to keep shifting, and turn. Single pivot point. So, you see, I'm pushing into him. I want to go around that. So he comes forward. But now when you get here, you start going, got him, and you start turning, but you're creating that ledge for him. So once you get this, keep going forward. Take all your weight off of the other leg, okay? Don't get greedy and go slip the first part and now I'm turning, you're double pivoting, that's why he gets you again. You have to keep the slipperiness going. So you get in this corner. If you pay attention, I'm going to get behind him. So 1, this is not enough. 2, and then here I am again, which is weird. Okay? You're always in this corner. So don't turn in front of him, which was, you see, I'm going to turn in front of him. You got to get behind him, boom, when you do the turn, okay? Try it again. Okay, so now the guy's coming in. Boom! And I'm going to do the same thing. And again, the harder he comes in, if I'm doing it correctly, the easier it is.